Hey everyone, welcome back to the Phantom's Den. Today we're going to continue on with our pitch meeting reactions, and this time we'll be watching The Last Airbender by M. Night Shyamalan. Now, I remember when this movie came out back when I was on elementary school about a decade ago, and this was when Avatar was at the height of its popularity. And I was really, really excited to see this movie. My whole family came with me, and all I remember is just being profoundly disappointed the entire time. And by the time the movie ended, I was just sad, like many other people. So I'm excited to see how they land base this one, and let's just get right into it.
So, you have a movie for me? Yes, sir, I do. It's based on an animated show called Avatar The Last Airbender. Oh, is it any good? People seem to love it, sir, so I
Oh yeah.
figure it could be a good idea to, take hours of storytelling and cram it into a 90-minute movie. I mean, that's probably fine. Yeah, no, it's probably not a big deal. So what happens in this thing? Well, the movie takes place in a world where, different people and tribes can, control the elements like water, air, earth, fire. Oh, how do they do that? By moving their arms around, slowly, for quite some time. Doesn't sound super exciting. Yeah, no. It's gonna be like watching old people do Tai Chi in the park, just really taking their time with it. Moving their arms around, doing it real slow. Well, okay then. So anyway, then we're gonna meet this girl Katara and her brother Sokka or Soka or Seko or something. Oh, and what are they like? Oh, well, in the show, Sokka Soko, he's a very funny character. Nice. Yeah. So we're not gonna do that in the movie. Oh, we're not? No, like I said, we gotta cram a bunch of episodes into a single movie, so there's no time for anyone to have, personalities or character traits or anything. Yeah, probably not too important anyway. That's what I figured. So Katara, she can kind of water bend, right? So she accidentally drops a bunch of water on her brother. Oh, so he gets all wet? No. Oh, he doesn't? A big ball of water dropped on him doesn't wet him at all. Well, we're off to a great start so far. Thank you. So anyway, then they stumble upon this boy that's been frozen in ice for 100 years. His name is Ong. And you're sure that these name pronunciations are the same as they are in the show? There's literally no way for me to verify that. Oh, that's too bad. And so this kid Ong can actually bend all the elements. He's this thing called the Avatar, and he's the last airbender. That's the name of the movie. It is. Wow. Wow. So anyway, the Fire Nation have taken over the world, right? They're like the bad guys and they run the show. Okay. And we're gonna meet this Fire Nation Prince Zuko. And he really wants to get his hands on the Avatar so he can stop being exiled. He doesn't like being exiled. Oh, not being exiled is tight. It is pretty great. So he straight up kidnaps Ong, he takes him. Very rude. So obviously Katara and Sokka, they're like, we gotta go get this kid, he's our responsibility. Obviously. Wait, why is that obvious? I don't know. Have they bonded or something? Not really, no, because there's no time. We don't have time for that. Well, okay then. So then Ong manages to escape and he flies away with Katara and Sokka. And where do they go? Well, they fly all the way to the place where Ong is from, and when they get there, Katara's like, hey, is it okay if I ask your name? What, she just now asks him what his name is? Yeah, no, I guess she didn't ask him that when they met him, or when they rescued him, or when they traveled with him for a long period of time. Huh. So Ong finds out that all his family and his people have been wiped out by the Fire Nation, so he's sad for several seconds. Very emotional. And then they're gonna head over to this Earth tribe where all these people are being held captive by the Fire Nation. And they're gonna be like, hey, you guys should totally rise up. Like, that'd be great if you did that. Why hadn't they risen up before? Unclear, but Ong and Katara, they're gonna be like, you guys have Earth right under your feet. You should use that to stop the fire people. They hadn't thought of that? I guess not. Well, full disclosure, in the show, they were being held captive on the ocean, so there was no Earth for them to rise up with, but I decided to change that. Why? Oh, I'm just kind of changing things. I don't know why. Oh, yeah, I mean, sure, have fun with it, So then there's gonna be this really intense moment where 6 Earth people, they come walking out and they're doing like this haka dance thing. Oh boy, I bet they're gonna bend a lot of Earth with that, huh? Not really, no. Oh? They're gonna do that big dance and it's gonna kind of raise a single rock and they're gonna throw that at one guy. Yeah, it's still kind of exciting, I guess. No, not really. Oh, okay, too bad. And so then Ong admits that he doesn't really know how to bend anything other than air, so they need to find him some teachers. Okay. So they head towards the Northern Water Tribe, and along the way, they free a bunch of other villages. Well, that's gonna be fun to see. No, we're not really gonna see any of that. Oh, we're not? Yeah, no, we gotta keep going with the story, so we're gonna say most of the interesting stuff in like a voiceover. Is that the best way to tell a story? Oh, I'm just following the first rule of screenwriting, sir. Tell, don't show. Oh, I think you got that backwards. No, I don't think so. It's like they say, 1,000 pictures are worth a single word. That's also the opposite of the real one. Well, disagree to agree. agree, I guess. That's also okay, yeah, sure. So anyway, eventually they get to the Northern Water Tribe and they meet a bunch of waterbenders and Princess Penis Hair. What? And her and Sackboy, they fall in love right away, you know? So they're in love now. What makes them fall in love? The fact that we're gonna say that they're in love now in a voiceover narration. And you're sure we shouldn't be showing these moments instead of dumping them out in voiceover? Absolutely I am. Well, okay then. Screenwriter guy and producer guy became great friends during this conversation. They went on to fight many battles together and win several wars. Of course, this had always been the prophecy. You see, when producer guy was a young child, he was told that he was the chosen one, like Neo in The Matrix. But because of the leather allergy, he didn't think he could live up to those high expectations, and he ran away to Hollywood. Also later, he and screenwriter guy would both become president of the United States. Together, they shared the job, like a tag team of presidents, one of which could not wear leather. And when aliens invaded, everyone was very grateful to have producer guy and screenwriter guy as co-presidents of the United States. Also, the building that they're in right now during this conversation is on fire, but they're gonna get out of it just fine. Don't even worry about it. Anyway, so then the Fire Nation, they attack the Water Kingdom. Oh no. Yeah, and this bad guy from the Fire Kingdom, he's gonna kill a fish, which is actually the moon spirit, which is actually where the water people get their power. Oh, I mean, okay. Yeah, don't worry, it's all gonna be very clear to the audience, because we're gonna explain it verbally, out loud with words. A whole lot of exposition. So then the princess, she's gonna give her life to the fish, because one time the moon spirit gave her life, and so it's like, yeah, okay, let's do that. Oh, well, great, I guess, I feel absolutely nothing. Well, that's fine, I mean, we don't really have time to make people feel things here. Shouldn't we try to make people feel things, though? Isn't that what movies are all about? Actually, no. Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah. So is it gonna be tough for them to beat the Fire Nation? Actually, it's gonna be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Yeah, see, Ong makes a really big wave and everybody sees it and they're like, oh, okay, yeah, no, let's stop fighting now. Oh, well, great. Yeah, it all works out. So how does the movie end? Well, the leader of the Fire Nation, he's gonna turn to his daughter and be like, hey, you gotta get ready for the sequel, okay? Oh, he has a daughter. Yeah, we're barely gonna mention her in the movie, but we're gonna show her for a second at the end, and that's really gonna tease the sequel. And you're sure this is gonna be popular enough for people to want more movies, this adaptation with all the stuff removed? I mean, people love cheese and shredded cheese, so, I mean, what are you trying to say? I'm saying as far as I can tell, people don't mind if you take something they love and, tear it to pieces. You know what? That does sound like it makes sense. Let's do it. Hey guys, it's Ryan here. Hope you like.
Yep. Oh god, I had a hard time laughing at that because I was just getting triggered all over again. No, like a lot of it was funny. Yeah, I just remember so many disappointing things about this movie. The visual effects, the whitewash casting, the lackluster just bending elements, just the fact that they tried to cram all of season one literally into one season, and the things that they kept, they changed and made all of it worse. Like M. Night's storytelling and like his thematic sense of just craftsmanship, everything was just literally terrible. Like he literally butchered this property that was already perfect and probably one of, if not probably the best cartoon ever made. And honestly, I do believe that like there are very few other cartoons I think that could hold a candle to just the story thread, the characters, everything about Avatar is just damn near perfect. And so the fact that they had that source material on top of books and comic books and other things they could have pulled from, and they took all the worst elements and managed to make them even worse. And then also change things that were already perfect. Like, yeah, the Earth Kingdom prison where they were on a metal ship and they had to fight for their freedom, like using coal and being motivated by Katara and all that. They completely changed that and took that out. Literally changing like Aang's name to Ung was super irritating. The fact that they didn't really explain anything or even show the spirit world that much, if at all. Like, just, oh, God, I could rant for so long about this, but just there were so many things wrong with it. And, like, I try to find the positive in it because there are things I'm like, well, that's what I love. And I want to be able to find things I enjoy about it, but it was almost impossible to find anything positive to say about this movie. Like, handful of actors gave a couple of good performances in some scenes. Some of the visuals were cool. They had a couple ideas that weren't terrible, but were poorly executed and just did not flow well with the rest of the movie. Yeah, the fact that Sokka was humorless, Katara couldn't act for shit. The kid playing Aang was just okay. Zuko's scar, like, it was barely even there. Like, what was the point? And then, yeah, they didn't even explain the whole moon thing at the end. Like, just the end, also the giant wave to scare them off. Like, he literally fuses with, like, the ocean spirit and becomes, like, this giant kaiju beast that literally kills everybody in the cartoon. And it's absolutely insane and awesome. And they don't even touch on that. They just have him, like, form a giant wave, and that's just it. I'm like, just my childhood is screaming, and I'm just like crying. Like, thank God that they gave the original creators their own universe that they can make new movies and new cartoons and new books, and like I cannot wait for that. And even though they departed from the live action Netflix series that's still being made, I'm holding out hope that if that does come to pass and eventually does actually get made, that it'll still be all right and decent. But only time will tell. But anyway, this was enjoyable. It was fun to just rag on this movie because it butchered one of my favorite cartoons of all time from my childhood, and pissed off millions of other people too. Uh, like, comment, subscribe, share, ring the bell for notifications. Link down below to watch the original video. Give them a view, give them a like and a subscribe, and let me know what other pitch meetings you would like me to check out going forward, and if there's any other content like this you would like me to watch with you. All right, you guys have a good day.